16th December is the day of tragic memory when Pakistan was dismembered and a new state of Bangladesh was created in 1971 as part of Indian intrigue which still continues. At present, New Delhi has been supporting separatism in Balochistan, Sindh, an insurgency in the frontier province in order to further weaken the Federation of Pakistan. India has a long-gone history of many centuries, based upon religious prejudice against the Muslims. In this respect, Indian Intelligence Agency, RAW, which was founded in 1968, has assumed a significant status as invisible actor in formulation of India's domestic, regional and global policies, particularly directed Pakistan. Hindus give credit to Indira Gandhi, who in the late 1970s gave RAW a new role to suit her Indira doctrine, specifically asking it to undertake covert operations in neighboring countries, especially Pakistan, which comprises majority of Muslims. RAW was given a green signal to mobilize all its resources by exploiting political turmoil in East Pakistan in 1971, which this agency had created through its agents who provided Bengalis with arms and ammunition for conducting guerrilla acts against the Pakistani Defence Forces. As regards the separation of East Pakistan, Indian RAW had unleashed a well-organized plan of psychological warfare, creation of polarization among the armed forces, propaganda by false allegations against West Pakistan, creation of differences between the political parties and religious sects of East and West Pakistan, control of media, manipulating linguistic, political and economic disputes in order to keep malign the Bengalis against Islamabad. There is no doubt that one can note political, economic and social disparities almost in every third world country. India itself cautions these disparities on larger scale. In 7 states of India, separatist movements are at work. But New Delhi, which has not recognized the existence of Pakistan since partition, left no stone unturned in planting and exploiting differences between the people of East and West Pakistan. RAW has a long history of sinister activities in the East Pakistan, backing secular areas of Hindu minority who had played an important role in motivating Bengali Muslims against West Pakistan. RAW's well-paid agents had activated themselves in East Pakistan in the 1960s so as to dismember Pakistan. For this aim, it took the responsibility of funding Mujibur Rahman's general elections in 1970 and the members of the Awami Party. It colluded with the pro-Indian persons and had paid full attention in training and arming the Mukti Banas. RAW, playing with the bloodshed of the Muslims, succeeded in initiating a civil war in East Pakistan. Meanwhile, India welcomed the refugees from East Pakistan, providing them with every facility to provocate them against West Pakistan. However, huge quantity of arms started entering East Pakistan along with the guideline of Indian Army and RAW. In this connection, Asoka Raina in his book, Inside RAW, The Story of India's Secret Service, reveals, Indian intelligence agencies were involved in erstwhile East Pakistan. Its operatives were in touch with Sheikh Mujib as the possible father of a new nation Bangladesh, who went to Agartala in 1965. The famous Agartala case was unearthed in 1967. In fact, the main purpose of raising RAW in 1968 was to organize covert operations in Bangladesh. Indian Army officers and RAW officials used Bengali refugees to set up Mukti Bahini. Using this outfit as a cover, Indian military sneaked deep into East Pakistan. The story of Mukti Bahini and RAW's role in its creation and training is now well known. Asoka further explained, Indian sources including journalists have put on record how much RAW had established the network of a separatist movement through cells within East Pakistan and military training camps in Indian territory adjoining East Pakistan, carrying out acts of sabotage against communication lines so that Indian forces simply marched in at the right time. RAW agents provided valuable information as well as acting as an advance guard for conducting unconventional guerrilla acts against the Pakistani Defence Forces. Nevertheless, India had played a key role in the debacle of Dhaka, which culminated in dismemberment of Pakistan. Even at present, Indian RAW, which has been implementing Indian hidden agenda against other countries such as China, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Bhutan in order to maintain Indian dominance in the region, has made Pakistan a special target to disintegrate or weaken it. India has established more than 200 foreign offices and training camps in Afghanistan where RA's intelligence officials with the help of Qaeda are doing their utmost to destabilize Pakistan by sending weapons to the separatist elements in Balochistan and the insurgents of FATA regions. Very young boys, including Afghans, training recruits, are mostly from Central Asia, bordering Afghanistan. Thus more than 20,000 ideologically motivated terrorists are regularly being infiltrated into troubled spots of Pakistan. They join the Taliban militants to fight against Pakistan's security forces. These miscreants also conducted a number of suicide attacks and bomb blasts in Pakistan, killing a number of innocent people and personnel of the security forces. In Kurram agency, RA's Afghan agents have also been actively involved in the sectarian conflict. However, their aim is also to create unrest in our country. It is mentionable that Pakistan's Prime Minister, Interior Minister and Foreign Minister have repeatedly stated that they have concrete evidence of Indian involvement in the terrorist activities in Pakistan. Pakistan's army spokesman, Major General Athar Abbas, disclosed in wake of the military operation in South Waziristan that huge cache of arms and ammunition of the Indian origin, entering our country from Afghanistan, was captured. A few days ago, 2 containers loaded with Indian-made weapons were caught in Balochistan after entering into Chaman, bordering Afghanistan. In this regard, in its editorial on December 7, 2008, The New York Times wrote, India's growing investment and intelligence network in Afghanistan is also feeding Islamabad's insecurity and sense of encirclement. On September 20, 2009, NATO commander, General McChrystal admitted, Indian political and economic influence is increasing in Afghanistan, including significant development efforts is likely to exacerbate regional tensions. Nonetheless, after the separation of East Pakistan, India is fully backing the Balo separatists who have been waging a low-level insurgency by destroying gas pipelines and eliminating Pakistani citizens from other parts of the country, including targeted killings. RA's agents are regularly helping them in conducting the subversive acts. Notably, on July 23, 2008, in an interview with the BBC, Brahmda Bhakti, while replying to a question regarding the acquisition of arms, remarked that they have the right to accept aid from India. In the recent past, by assassinating the Baloch nationalist leaders, Indian elements wanted to fulfill a number of clandestine aims. In Balochistan, people, openly, begin to blame Pakistan's intelligence agencies for the abduction and killing of these leaders. This is what the external plotters intended to achieve. Another aim was to gain the sympathies of general masses for Balochistan Liberation Army (BLA), which has been fighting for secession of the province with the logistic support of RA. One of the major purposes of this agency was not only to create a rift between the center and Balochistan, but also to give a greater impetus to the people of the province so as to intensify their separatist activities through acts of sabotage against the Federation and Punjabis. Besides, another CIA and Indian-supported separatist group, Jandala God's Soldiers, is also working against the cordial relationship of Pakistan with China and Iran. It is pertinent to note that Balochistan is replete with mineral resources. Its ideal geostrategic location with Gwadar deep-sea port alone could prove to be Pakistan's key junction, linking the rest of the world with Central Asia. However, besides separation of East Pakistan and perennial wave of suicide attacks in other regions, the largest province of Balochistan has become a center of Indian intrigue. To avoid further disintegration, our politicians, armed forces and the general masses need a strong sense of unity in thwarting RA's sinister designs against the Federation of Pakistan.